Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another video here from Puerto Escondido. We're gonna eat our way through this city, this town. It's not really a city. There's some delicious food to be had. We're currently at a market. This is Mercado Cicatela, and of course we're gonna eat our way through the market. We're gonna see what's good, and as we continue through the day, we're gonna continue eating through this region of Mexico. Let's go ahead and get started. First stop of the day, we've come to a place known as Antojitos Elenita. They're serving like traditional food here in the market, and obviously, I mean, there's a lot of restaurants on the other side, but they're kind of touristy, kind of, you know, made for foreigners. This place seems to be a little bit more local. It's just an old lady inside making some food. I got ENTOMATADAS, which we've had before back in Ciudad Valles, but those were, you know, in a different part of Mexico, a little bit different. Here you can see that actually they put the chicken on top of the dough, not inside the dough like I had it in Ciudad Valles. So it's a little bit different. And of course, I had to get chocolate con leche, which is that chocolate milk. Let's go ahead and first just try this out. Oh, love that flavor. That real, true, organic chocolatey flavor. You just can't get that. I mean, when you put powders in it, it's just not the same. This is the real deal. That's definitely real chocolate, and that's what they're famous for here in Oaxaca. All right, let's go ahead and try the entomatadas out. As you can see, it's just the dough for the entomatadas themselves, covered in tomato sauce, chicken on top, some parsley, and of course some avocados, slices of avocados on top. I'm just gonna cut away a piece of the entomatada first with some chicken. Oh, this looks really, really good. Let's go ahead and try this out. This entomatada is way better than the one I had in Ciudad Valles. The tomato sauce, it's really, really nice and kind of sweet, almost like a very nice organic sweet tomato. The dough, I love how there's so many layers of dough, and on the outside it's a little bit crispier. On the inside it's really nice and soft, so you can tell that they've been toasting it on the outside. You can actually see some of the burn marks even, but on the inside it's still nice, cushiony and soft, and I love that contrast between the outside crispy skin and the inside sort of soft layer. The chicken nice and smooth. It's a little bit dry, but with so much tomato sauce, it sort of makes up for it. It's absolutely perfect. For me, the texture is amazing. The flavor of the tomatoes, that sort of sweetness from that tomato sauce, absolutely delicious. I 100% love these entomatadas. They are really, really good. And of course, mixed with some traditional chocolate milk here in Oaxaca. This is about probably one of the best breakfasts you can get in Mexico. All right, I want to finish this up, and then we're going to continue eating our way through the market. Next stop of the day, we went to a place known as Panaderia Marcelo, and they make these delicious croissants. You can literally smell them across the entire market. Let's go ahead and try this one out. This one is made of cajeta, which is that sort of caramelly, chocolatey flavor here in Mexico. Let's go ahead and try it out. Oh. That is easily one of the best croissants I've ever had. It's so airy, light, and bouncy on the inside. Super crispy on the outside with that bit of like a sugar coating. The cajeta. There's quite a bit of cajeta in there. I am shocked by how much cajeta they managed to fit inside. And the cajeta is good. It's like that, you know, it's not too sweet, it's not overpoweringly sweet. Oh wow, that is actually so good. It's almost like a nice, airy, but crispy sort of bun with cajeta on the inside. It does not get better than that. That is absolutely delicious, and only for 14 pesos, which is extremely affordable. All right, there's nothing much open left at the market, so we're gonna continue and leave the market, and we'll see what else we can get to eat. Well, it is many hours later. It's dinner time basically. and we've come to a really popular place. It's one of the only places open at this hour, and a bunch of locals are here. This is Taqueria Leva, and they are specializing obviously in tacos. I realized ever since I've left Mexico City, I haven't had a taco because all the food in this part of Mexico is so unique, so special. I just have never ate a taco, so we're gonna try it out. First off, we got some Jamaica water as usual. Let's try it out. Deliciously cold and refreshing, exactly what you need. All right, I first got an order of tacos al pastor. What I love here is you can see the pineapple, it looks good. I'm just gonna put some salsa right on top. And then after that, obviously gonna get some lemon and just squeeze that lemon juice on top. Oh, this actually looks really, really good. Let's go ahead and try this out. When it comes to the actual ingredients, the meat and the pineapple part of the al pastor, this might be one of the best al pastors I've had in Mexico. Why? First off, the pineapple, so sweet. I think something about the fruits here in Oaxaca and central Mexico are just amazing, like just absolutely incredible. The meat, nice, soft, juicy, and it's crispy, and I love that. The salsa has like a nice smoky flavor to it, which is absolutely delicious. But wow, that is amazing. The only thing I wish they could improve on was the skin. The skin is a little bit, you know, plain. They haven't really cooked it up. It's not really crispy. Usually I like my taco skins with a little bit more sort of oil that it's, you know, cooked. It's a little bit crispier. Here it's kind of just plain taco skins. I know they toast it. I've seen them toasted, but to me the taste doesn't really change the taste of it, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So because it didn't really change the taste, I would say the skins are but the meat and the pineapple, that's where they really shine. Absolutely delicious. I might actually have to get another order because this is so good. But I'm gonna finish this up and then we're gonna see if there is a dessert that we can get. I can't guarantee anything, but we're gonna try our best. Well, unfortunately, there's an ice cream shop here. There's a churro stand over there, but both of them are closed at this time. I kind of had a feeling that nothing would be open, and turns out I'm absolutely right. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna combine today's eating with tomorrow's eating. So I think I'll see you guys tomorrow when we eat again. All right, good afternoon, guys. It is the next day, and I told you guys I would pick up the video here. That's exactly what we're gonna do. I think I see a churro stand, so we're gonna get some churros. Well, as I promised, we're getting some churros. This place is called Churreria Omar. It's right on the street, like right there. And they do 4 pieces of churros. They're pretty small churros, but 10 pesos for 4. So I got 2 that were filled with condensed milk and 2 with cajeta, which is what I love. Let's go ahead and try out the one with condensed milk. I mean, just look at that. That looks amazing. Let's go ahead and try this out. I've had a lot of churros in my life. If this was my first churro in Mexico, I would be like, oh my god, this is so good, this is amazing. But the truth is, this is probably one of the worst churros I've had in Mexico. I mean, after going to Mexico City and having such good churros, the problem with this is that it's crispy on the outside, but it's too doughy. It's too hard to bite through on the inside. And even with the hole where they stuff the sort of condensed milk in, it's still really hard to bite through. That's not a good churro. You're trying to look for airy, crispy bites inside, and unfortunately, this just doesn't have it. All right, let's go ahead and try the cajeta out and see if it redeems itself. Unfortunately, no redemption either. It's a good churro. Like, if you were to sell this in America, people would flock to get it, but it's Mexico. I'm comparing it to some of the best churros in Mexico City and other places I've had. This literally just cannot compete. It's just too doughy on the inside. It doesn't really, you know, it doesn't have that churro airy, nice texture. It's supposed to be crispy on the outside, very delicate and light on the inside. Here it's crispy on the outside, but just too tough on the inside. And That's the problem for me. Even though the cajeta is good, the condensed milk is good, that texture on the inside just completely takes it away, unfortunately. But hey, it's a nice snack. A lot of people do eat it when they're waiting for the bus, so it's something good to take away, I guess, when you're here. All right, I will see you guys when we get dinner tonight. Well, for dinner tonight, it's gonna be a little bit noisy, but we've come to a place known as Taqueria Rossi. And obviously, because it's a taqueria, they make tacos, but if you actually walk around, nobody's eating tacos. Everybody is eating pozole, which is that sort of stew. Now, the interesting thing here is that they only serve white pozole. So pozole comes in two colors, red and white. Now, all we've had throughout Mexico has been red pozole. This is my first white pozole. But first off, we got some melon water. Let's go ahead and try it out. Oh wow. That is delicious. You know that's real ingredients, real melon. It's absolutely fresh. Incredible. Just so refreshing on a hot day here in Puerto Escondido. Alright, pozole. Let's first go ahead and just try out the broth just by itself. Very clean, porky flavor. It's not as thick and as oily as the red pozole. It's very simple, very clear, which is why you have to add a lot of ingredients. So, what we're gonna do is, first off, squeeze some lemon right on top, give it that little bit of acidity. After that, we're gonna put some onions in, just to give it a little bit of crunch. And of course, after that, we're putting in some of the vegetables, just to give it more ingredients inside. Alright, and they also have some powder. I think this may be like a red chili powder. We're just gonna put a little bit of that in. Ooh, I think I put a little bit too much. We're gonna mix that all in. Alright, now let's go ahead and just give the broth a try. Oh wow. That chili sort of hits the back of your throat. And of course the acidity, that sourness. Amazing. All right, I'm gonna try the pork out now. It looks super tender. I mean, just lifting it up, it would break any moment. Let's try this out. Oh. As tender as it gets. That is so nice and tender. That just melts away after stewing in that pot for such a long time. It's so good. Now, at the bottom, you've got this like sort of starchy thing, is as in all pozoles. I don't know what it's called, but let's try that out. Yeah, pretty standard, nothing special about that. Now, we got some tostadas. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dip the tostadas in, absorb up that sauce, put a little bit of pork on top. All right, let's go ahead and try this out. That is how it's done. Tostadas and pozole, match made in heaven. That soft soup, and of course, that crispy cracker, that tostada. Even though you dunk it into the soup, it still retains its crispiness, which to me is absolutely amazing. I mean, the price of this 55 pesos, not very expensive. I've had more expensive pozoles here in Mexico, so absolutely affordable. Very big affordable bowl, and tons of locals around here eating pozole. You got a man back there singing, which is why it's so loud, but this is the Mexican atmosphere. This is where the locals eat, and it's absolutely delicious. Well, turns out this place not only has tacos and pozole, but they've got dessert too. Now, they said they had a mango pie, but unfortunately they ran out, so I'm stuck with flan. But you know what? I'm not complaining. Flan is great too. This is flan napolitano, so it's supposed to have like a sort of like a coconutty, tropical flavor to it. Let's go ahead and try it out. Wow, that is one of the best flan napolitanos I've ever had. The different thing about flan napolitano is that you don't have like a sort of like a caramel sort of base like in all the other flans. Like I said, it's more of like a tropical flavor, but that is so good. It literally melted in my mouth, and I don't know what the taste is because it just literally melted. It's really solid. It's kind of almost like a cheesecake, but you got like you got a little bit of tropical flavor, but more of like an eggy custard flavor, which is what I really love. I'm gonna give it another bigger bite so that it doesn't just melt in my mouth. It's not like any other flan I've had. Usually flan, it's a little bit more like jello-y. You like dig in and then it's like, it's kind of like, you know, spongy. This one's not. It's like a cheesecake. It's literally just like a soft, melt in your mouth cheesecake. And I have to say, I love it. Like, it's not what I expect of when I think of flan. It's very, very different from my conception of flan. But it's still delicious in its own way. I mean, if this is flan too, you know what? I'll take it. It's absolutely delicious. Completely not what I was expecting, but just really, really delicious and interesting. And honestly, that's all that really matters. Well, that was an absolutely delicious meal. I mean, white pozole, it's actually not that different from red pozole, but it is a different color and it's my first time trying it. So pretty interesting. And that flan, oh, melt in your mouth cheesecake basically is the best way I can describe it. Absolutely delicious. All right, now here is where I'm gonna end the video. We've eaten a lot in the past 2 days, but I think that's gonna be about it. I'm pretty full. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more food and travel videos. We will be continuing to explore Puerto Escondido in the next video, so make sure to stay tuned and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.